And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Unlimited Freedom. This is Vaughn with Unlimited Freedom. We are live, Friday broadcast, live Q&A. We do this every single week at 12 p.m. Central Time. So make sure that you drop me a chat, drop me a comment. I go through all your guys' comments. I go through all your questions from that previous week. We get to the comments. We get to the questions. We hit up the chat. We have a good time right here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. We have a good time. We talk about a lot of the sauce that's going on in the crypto space because there's always a lot to talk about here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Now, today is going to be a packed show. I've got a lot of sauce. I got a lot of news. I got a lot of things to talk about with you guys. I'm going to be going over some updates on some of the players that are out there in the space that are actually paying, right? Some of the platforms that are actually paying, they're doing their thing. And I am, I'm bringing in these large sums of money from these various platforms, right, to my Exodus wallet because they're paying out like they're supposed to, right? And so we want to call those out. We want to go over what they are, talk a little bit about them. Of course, I'm going to be going through the Q&A. I'm also going to be continuing my deep dive into NOVATECH FX. We're going to be on episode 5 today, and I'm going to be reporting on actually the first cease and desist order that happened. The first time they got public notoriety in the public, and their response, because they actually did respond to it at first, right? So they actually did respond to it at first. So that's going to be episode 5 on the deep dive into NOVATECH. We're going to be getting into that. Like I said, we're going to hit your Q&A, and we are going to go over some quick updates in the space. And the first one that I want to talk about is FaxoBit. All right, guys, so listen. I've been talking about this a lot on my channel. I'm sure you've seen at least 1 or 2 of the videos where I talk about FaxoBit. This thing is primed for success right now. And since you're here, right, since you're tuned into the live Q&A, you're going to get the real sauce right behind these things. So FaxoBit has been online for 9 days. All right. And what they do is they do 4% daily on a primary plan. You can get into it for as low as $25. That is very low, right? And that's a risk that I think probably just about anybody can afford to take, right? And so with this type of return, 4% daily, and for 30 calendar days, right? That's a nice ROI, right? That's a nice return on investment in and of itself. Okay, now listen, guys, FaxoBit, hey, they're not going to be around forever, right? I'm just telling you right now, right? It's oh yeah, okay, we will get into QP. Let me finish this idea on FaxoBit, and then I'm going to hit your guys' chats. So, look, the point is, guys, FaxoBit is on day 9 going into day 10, right? Now, 30 days, I believe they will make it, right? 40 days, I believe they will make it. 50 days, I believe they will make it. Even up to 60 days, right? So the point is, no platform that gives 4% daily returns have we ever seen last a really long time. Now, the best one I've ever seen with high returns was C12, 12% for 12 days. And it lasted like 3 months. I mean, we were walking out of that thing with bags. You made a bag, right? And see, we all did. We were all walking out of there with freaking bags of money, right? Like we robbed a bank. I've never seen anything like that. Most of the time, it's not like that. Here's what it's like with FaxoBit. This is available right now. They're only on day 9. Okay, they're definitely good. Now, this is just my opinion, guys. I'm not telling anybody what to do here, but this is one that's going to be a play that we can ROI on, but we have to get into it soon. And I mean soon, real soon. Right now, I got into FaxoBit at day 0. I know that I'm going to ROI, right? And I know that a lot of people who are jumping in are going to as well. But the more days that you let go by, the less likely it is that you're going to ROI, right? And that's what you have to understand. There's the sauce, right? If you're tuned in right now, you're getting the real deal Holyfield sauce, right? I'm letting you know, right, the secrets to the space. right? I'm letting you know what's going on behind closed doors. I'm letting you know my secret knowledge, right, that I have of the space. Because I want you to win. I want to win. I want you to win. Really, I want us all to win. Right? I don't want to, I don't want to do a thing where like there's a shark in the water just eating everybody up and get blood everywhere. That's not what I want. I want us all to win, right? That's why I take pains to give you guys this sauce. I take pains to come on here and hang out with you guys and talk to you about what's going on in space. All right, so G Status 2. What's up, G Status 2? Welcome to the Unlimited Freedom Network. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for dropping me a chat. Hey, I was curious if you were able to withdraw in Faxobit. Yes, of course. I've been withdrawing every day in Faxobit, and the withdrawals are instantaneous, right? So if you I haven't heard anybody having any troubles withdrawing in Faxobit, but that's one of the things that we have to do. Withdraw early, withdraw often. Right? That's one of the ways that you win in the space. You don't win in the space by leaving a bunch of money in a platform, right? Because people want to compound. They think that they're going to get rich, right? They want to compound. They want the platform to last for like 6 months or a year so that they can compound and get all this money. And that's all well and good, but the problem is what happens when the platform rugs? You haven't withdrawn anything. You haven't withdrawn even $1 and you lost all that money. Right? That's not how you do it. You got to withdraw early and withdraw often. And I'm glad that you bring up Marrowbit. I really am. Because this is an opportunity, in my opinion, for you to correct that mistake. Right? Because I thought Marrowbit was amazing. Right? Now, of course, right, we know the platforms are going to come to an end. We know that. Everybody knows that. But I thought Marrowbit was really, really good because it was such a high-paying platform, and they were paying for 60 days, guys. 60 days. Now, your buddy Vaughn here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, I was withdrawing every day. So think about the money that I raked in over that 60 days. It was awesome. But I don't want it just for myself. I want it for everybody else as well, which is why I'm trying to give you the keys, the sauce, right? The keys to the kingdom I'm trying to give to you. And so if that did happen in Marrowbit, hey, you're on day 9 with Faxobit. Just don't over leverage yourself, right? Don't put in anything that you can't afford to lose. You can get in as low as $25. What really do you have to lose? Okay, so thank you for that. David, what's going on? David Wangai, good to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. QP, he says, what about QP? So yes, I did a short video explaining, yes, it's gone, right? It didn't last, right? They tried to build the website back up. I'm sure they pulled in a little bit of new money and then they rugged again. And they said they were hacked again, right? So that's just crazy to me. If you're hack me once, shame on you. Hack me twice, shame on me. Right? So that's just crazy. They said they were hacked again. They said, but they're gone. And I doubt seriously that they're going to come back at this point. So, hey, they tried. We've seen platforms in the space before rug and then try to come back. Usually, guys, they're not able to. But you want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Personally, I don't mean to make this into like a bragging thing or a brag fest or like puffing up, tooting my own horn. I'm not trying to do that. But what QP was another one that I cleaned up on just because I was in it all year and I was withdrawing like every day, bro. I wasn't leaving nothing in. All right, G Status. I want to get into Faxobit, but I'm curious if you were able to withdraw. Yes, you're amazing. Thank you. I left money in Marrowbit and lost. Yeah, that's what you were saying. And then, hell yes. All right. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the chats. Okay, so talked a little bit about Faxobit and what they're doing right now. If you are a link sharer or if you're a social media person or if you just have like a good network of friends and people you can earn a commission with Faxobit. It's a 5% commission for each direct referral, 2% for the the first indirect level, and then 1% for the second indirect level. That means if you share it with your friend, you get 5%. And then if your friend goes out and shares it with somebody else, you still get 2%. And then if that person, right, goes out and shares it with somebody else, you still get 1%. So it's pretty good, but they're not paying so much that they're going to break the bank overnight, right? A lot of times, like, what a platform will do, guys, is, and I've seen this a lot lately, is they will come out and they will be having these huge like referral programs, right, where you can get all these bonuses and all this money for bringing people in, which is all well and good. The problem is they can't afford to pay out all that damn money because they're not bringing enough money in, right? So what happens? They run out of money, and then, oh, we got hacked. Well, sorry, guys, we got hacked. The hackers came for us. No, the hackers didn't come for you. You ran out of money because you were paying too damn much in referrals. That's what happened. Another one that's popping right now is Signabot. But unlike FaxoBit, I have no idea how long Signabot's going to last. Okay, this one is something that I got in. I've shown you guys my back office with this. I put in $200, and I've been making withdrawals daily, right? I'm going to have my money back in just a matter of a couple days because this is such a high yield program, right? Signabot gives 7.6% daily. So that's a huge amount of money. And the plan duration is 12 days. Remember at the beginning, I was talking about C12, right? How they were doing 12% for 12 days. Well, this one does 7.6% for 12 days with the principal returned at the end. And you can get in for a minimum deposit of $30, which once again, that's really not that much in the grand scheme of things. 7% a day, guys, lasts for 12 days. The question is, how long will they last and how many times can they cycle? We saw C12 do it for 3 months. I mean, can you imagine something lasting 3 months, paying 7% a day? That would be great if Signabot can do that. I don't know if it's going to do that or not, right? I have no crystal ball on Signabot, right? If I was going to recommend anything right now, anything at all, I think FaxoBit's a great play right now, right? But Signabot's good too. The thing is, I have no prior grid for this Signabot company. I don't know who they are, right? And so I don't know how long they're going to last, right? But like I said, I'm in for $200. I always get in there, guys. Like if I'm talking about something on here, I'm in the program. I have a stake. I'm not on here talking about stuff that I'm not staked in. So that's what's going on with Signabot. You know, it's there. It's paying right now. It's pumping right now, pumping and dumping. We also have Tradixis. This is more of a traditional platform. Basically, what this does, it gives you 1.5% a day for 30 calendar days, right? That includes weekends, that includes holidays, and you can get in at a minimum investment of $50. Now, because it does do 1.5% a day, potential, and keep in mind, this doesn't mean that it's going to do this. It means it has the potential to last long. The real number that gives you the sauce, guys, is like 1% a day or lower if you're going for long term, right? If you're going for long term, the real thing that they can keep up with, I have seen, is 1% a day or less. That's why if you're looking for something to really last long, I got some sauce for you, right? If you're looking for something to really last long, I got some sauce for you here. And I don't talk about this one a whole lot, but this is for you guys who are tuning in. So shout out to you. And there it is. It's called Safe Assets. Now, they only give like 0.2%, but guys, this is going to last a while because they're managing the money correctly. 1.5% a day is kind of a lot. 7% a day is nuts. 4% a day, it's crazy. But they can do it for a certain amount of time, right? 60 days to 50 days, right? I'm giving you some sauce here, guys. All right, so Tradixis does 1.5% a day for 30 calendar days. I've heard some people complaining about this, but I think the main people who are complaining about this are people who had some sort of like behind the scenes deal with Tradixis. and somebody got butt hurt or butt chapped over the deal or something like that. Just some weird stuff goes on behind the scenes in crypto, guys. That, I mean, they say crypto's the wild, wild west. It really is, man. You got suffer and succotash out here, right? You got the wild, wild west out here, right? There is no sheriff in town, ladies and gentlemen, right? Everybody's a gunslinger. Oh man, we got some good comment. Let me jump into the chats for a minute. Okay, so that's Tradixis. Let me finish up on Tradixis. Trade smarter, not harder, guys. It's 1.5% a day. You can get in for $50. Once again, if you've got something like this where you can get in for $20, $25, $30, $50, my posture and my stance on it is, why not? It's $50, right? What's the worst that can happen? You lose $50. What's the best that you can happen? You make an ROI. A return on investment. Now, if I could give somebody over here $50 and then wait a couple weeks and they come and give me back $70, well, heck, I'm happy with that. Right? I mean, that's the trick. You start off doing that and then you grow from there. Take a little bit bigger next time, right? Get a little bit of stepping stones. All right. So because of Merrillbit rug pull, my friends don't want to join Faxobit. So no commission for me, but I'm still making money. Well, that's the one reason why I really like these platforms. And one reason why I really like this space is because we can make money here without being like salespeople, right? So we don't have to get on the phone. We don't have to bother our friends and family. We don't have to do all that stuff if we don't want to, because of the passive income aspect of a lot of the platforms. And so that's one of the reasons why I like this. All right, Sylvester, you're asking me, so I'm going to answer you. Okay, now keep in mind, everything that I give is my opinion. All right, am I God? No, right? I could be wrong, right? I'm not a fortune teller, right? But you're asking me, so I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to give it to you real. I'm going to give it to you straight. Hello, sir. Do you have any updates on L Green? Guys, L Green rugged. All right? They had a big event in Panama to bring in a bunch of new money, right? So, they played it. You got to, they might be a little bit crooked, and they could be, right? I don't know. I don't know them personally, but they played this beautifully. They played this beautifully because they operated smoothly with no problems for over a year. They stayed out of the spotlight. They were paying. I did ROI with L Green, and a lot of other people did. So they're paying. They're doing the 1% a day. They're doubling your money, and no problems whatsoever. And they just went on and on and on for over a year, right? And then after they had established themselves, look what they did. Okay, look what they did. After they had established themselves, they had a huge event in Panama and brought everybody out, brought all the leaders out, brought everybody. And they gave a big push to bring in people. And what did they do? They let the people go out for 1 to 2 months and bring in all these new people and all this money, because like the cheapest package with L Green was like $1,000, right? And they brought in probably hundreds of thousands of people. So we're talking about money in the millions. And what did they do? Shut it down and took the money. Hey, did I say it's the wild, wild west? It's the wild, wild west. That's what they did. They're not coming back, bro. Right? They're somewhere chilling on the beach, drinking martinis. Right? They're out in the ocean in a yacht that they bought with that money. All right. When are they resuming payments? Never. Again, what connection does Crypto Option, QP, Echo One, and Crypto Funds have? Do they use the same broker? Well, from what I understand about Crypto Fund is that some of the ways that they handled the money is that they were diversified into a lot of different platforms. And when you have like 3 or 4, because I know they were in L Green as well. And once you have like what, crypto option, QP, Echo One, L Green, they all go down at the same time? Who could have planned for that? Right? Who could, it's just, it's crazy. Right. But I don't think, I don't think crypto fund is gone. Right. But they're going to have to figure out how to come up with some money, right, before they can continue operating. That's all there is to it, because I know they lost they lost a ton of money from that, right, from all those platforms rugging at the same time. Sylvester, further clarify, please. You said crypto funds operates offline and cannot be hacked. Well, it's not. It's not hacking. I mean, it's that the money was spread out, right, into different brokers and different platforms, right? And we just had like 5 of those platforms crash. So what do you want them to do? Continue to take in new money and not pay anybody out? That's what all the Ponzi's do, right? They're trying to be, and at least to my understanding, they're trying to be different than that, right? They're trying to be better than that. And so they're not going to have an operation where they're running in a deficit. Right now, as far as any more than that, that's all I know. I like Crypto Fund. I went to bat for them. Right, I was supposed to be doing some work with them. They were supposed to have my trading course and stuff like that. It never panned out. It never worked out, and so that's why I quit. Really, pressing too hard on Crypto Fund. Right, because I felt like I was doing my part, and they kind of were not exactly doing their part. Right, and so it just kind of it went that way. But my hope is, since they had previously stated it, that nobody's going to lose money in it, right? That's why I called it the cure for the rug pull, because it was supposedly going to be a place where people, at least they weren't going to lose their deposit, right? And I'm still pulling for that. All right, Organic Chime. Just curious if you're in Daisy. I never did get into Daisy, okay? And I'll tell you why. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag on Daisy, right? Well, Daisy is, wherever they are, they're overseas. But in Australia, haven't you ever heard the term, ain't that a daisy? You ever heard that term? Maybe not. It's an old school term, right? But daisy literally means scam. Did you know that? Like in Australia, places in the United Kingdom, when you say something is a daisy, you're saying it's a scam. So they literally named their platform Scam. Okay. And that's why I said, I'll pass. Kenny Reed, what's going on with Arkin? G Status 2 just made a deposit for FaxoBit. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I mean, that's great. Withdraw often, withdraw early, right? Take your first withdrawal tomorrow if you can, right? I mean, just, do it the right way and you'll be good. All right. You're going to have to give me more information, Kenny. Okay, because I don't know what you're talking about. All righty. So where were we? Yes, we were talking about Cigna, and we talked about Traditics. Another one that I want to mention, since it has been operating really well, is Shao Bank, right? And I'm sure that you guys have seen that I've done a lot of videos on Shao Bank, but this one has been working well. They give you a digital card, right? So it's not a debit card. It's like a digital bank card, right? It's got the 16-digit number. It's got the expiration date. It's got the CVC on the back, the 3-digit security code. And you're also able to purchase these high-yield bonds, right? And the bonds, I mean, they pay out really freaking well. I've got the numbers here somewhere. And I don't think they're too, yeah, you can get in for this one. You can get as low as 50 USDT. And that one pays out 0.545%. Now, you remember what I said, guys, earlier about the platforms that can last a long time? Usually they're doing 1% a day or less. When you go over 1% a day, you're kind of like tempting the gods. You're tempting fate, because that's a lot, and that adds up, right? That adds up pretty quick. Now, if you want to see me do much better percentages than that on my trading, you can look at my new channel, Morpheus Crypto Trader, where I get, I don't know, 5, 6, 12% a day. I mean, we do great over there. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, right? I've been having a lot of fun doing the channel and sharing a lot of trading sauce with you guys. What I want to do, guys, is I want to give you the sauce, the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel sauce that nobody else is giving to you. Right? Hit the like button, because nobody else is bringing you the same kind of sauce that I'm bringing you with the Unlimited Freedom Network. I'm talking about like free game when it comes to all things crypto. And then the Morpheus Crypto Trader, where I cover all things trading, is taking on a life of its own. There's already 99 subscribers. So shout out to you guys for that. I mean, people out there in internet land, you know that it's hard to get a YouTube channel off the ground, man. You know, it's hard. And so I am like blessed to have two channels that are doing well, because I consider 99 subscribers amazing, right? I mean, that's 99 people who are watching, watching the videos. That's great, right? Flacco, what up, Flacco? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Also, you, Sylvester, good to hear from you. Organic Chime, you as well. Kenny, everybody who's dropping a chat, welcome, guys. I am excited to have you here. I'm glad to have you here on the broadcast. So the Shao Bank bonds are under 1% a day. You can get in for as low as 50 USDT. That's 0.45% a day, or 3.15% a week. So think about that, guys. You can get a bond for as low as 50 USDT that gives 3.15% a week, right? And this thing has just been going. It's just been going, guys. And I'm taking withdrawals from this week after week after week after week, right? The dividends, according to Shao Bank, are guaranteed for 10 years. Also, you can get into one for 250 USDT. They give 0.55% a day. We've got one for 1,000 USDT that you can get in, and that gives you 0.65% a day. There's one for 5,000 USDT. That's the one that I have. They give you 0.75% a day. Can you imagine? Just week after week after week after week after week after week, just getting paid like that. That's what I love about this space. You can get in for 10,000 USDT, 0.85% a day, or 50,000 USDT, 0.95% a day. So if you notice, no matter which bond you get, none of them are going over 1% a day, because they're smart and they want to keep their program going for a while, right? So there you go. G status, Shao Bank is not like NOVATECH, because NOVATECH really kind of is amazing what they were able to do. I've never seen any company be able to do what NOVATECH was able to do, because they allowed people to compound, and they also paid out millions and millions upon millions in commissions and bonuses and residuals. I've never seen any company be able to do it. And that's why on my NOVATECH deep dive, I don't want to just go into the negative, because believe me, we're going to get into the negative, right? We're going to. It's just, you can't cover NOVATECH without getting into the negative aspect of it. But too much time in the space, people overlook the positive aspect, which is that they ran a program for 4 years, made millions and millions of dollars, and people on there made millions of dollars. Right now, a lot of people got screwed because they left their money in there. They were trying to do that compounding thing, man, like I was talking about earlier. But NOVATECH does not compound. Okay, so you're talking about Arcane Fiat, Kenny. Arcane Fiat is gone. Arcane Fiat has rugged, right? And they made off with a lot of money too. I think you must have missed the video where I talked about that, but let me go ahead and find it, because I bookmark all my old rugs. Here it is. Let's see if it lets me in. So they're still collecting money, but they're not paying out. All right, now look at this. Look at this. They were online, and they rugged at day 16. Okay, so Arcane Fiat was online for 16 days. They brought in $774,000. Okay, $774,000. I'm getting my calculator. They paid out $124,000. So let's just take that amount. Okay, 774,000 minus 124,000. That's over $500,000 that they got away with. You think they're coming back? They ain't coming back. That's $500,000. I mean, what if they live in like some third world country or something. Like, what if they live in Sao Paulo, Brazil? You think they're coming back, bro? They're going to live the rest of their life off of that money. They pulled the rug, right? Well, welcome to the space. Welcome to crypto. Wild west. Risky place. But we all know it. We all love it. And if you don't love it, you're not going to last very long. You got to love the game, guys. You got to love the game. That's the same with anything, right? If you fall in love with the game, you'll always be happy, right? If you're falling in love with a specific outcome, you're always going to be disappointed. Just love the game, right? Love the space. If you're going to go in, go in. Love the game. Enjoy the game. Because that's all it is, right? One day you're getting my money. The next day I'm getting yours. And somebody else is getting this guy's over there, right? It's so much money going through the space. So they're gone, man. They took off, bro. They took off with over $500,000. And that guy's real name better not be Chris Hermes. Because if it is, he's real stupid for giving his real name. That's all I got to say. So yeah, kiss that one goodbye. It's not paying anymore. Just dust yourself off and move on. That'd be my take. So that's the Shao Bank. Shao Bank is another one that's paying out. Another one that a lot of people have slept on is Trade Like Crazy. It's called Trade Like Crazy. It's still going on. You can get in for as low as $20. You can get in for as high as $25,000. And no matter where you get in, they trade with your money. They do Forex trading behind the scenes, and they trade until they 3x your profits, right? They trade until, yeah, right, Kenny? That's a lot of freaking money. You see, people think that the YouTubers are scammers, right? People think that the promoters are scammers, right? The quote unquote promoters. Bro, $500,000 in 16 days? That's crazy, right? You think the YouTubers are making that? Bro, you should see what I make off of YouTube. I mean, I'm just thankful to make anything, but still, it ain't no $500,000 in 16 days. Not by a long shot. Oh, man. Okay, let me throw it up for you guys. Hang on one second. So what they do is they trade behind the scenes, and they 3x your profits. Okay. And and then another thing I want to talk about with Trade Like Crazy is that I have been actually withdrawing from this, and it's just been working, man. It's freaking awesome. So it's definitely one that I'm excited about. Here you go. Earlston Brown, shout out to you. Glad to have you here in the comment section. I need your link for Trade Like Crazy. I was trying to search under your videos, but didn't see it. So there it is. Anybody who wants to join just can click the link right there. And yeah, so it's a good one, man. And it's been working, right? And that's so what else can we ask for? You know what I mean? I don't know how long it's going to last, right? I'm not saying it's going to last forever. But what I am saying is it's been around for a while and it's been working, and they haven't had any drama. No drama, Obama, with Trade Like Crazy. And they 3x your money, right? So, have I ROI'd on Trade Like Crazy? Yes, I have. Because I've been around in it since the beginning, and it's been going on for a few months now. So yeah, I've ROI'd, and you're welcome. And everything that I pull out of Trade Like Crazy is it's all gold to me, man. It's all profit to me at this point. So that's another one that's rocking and rolling. And then the last one that I want to discuss a little bit here is Lux Watches. This thing's cool, man. What they're doing is they're buying and selling luxury watches. And if we want to get in on the business, they're giving us 1% a day to 3% a day. So 1 to 3% a day, depending on the quality of buying and selling and the offers that are going on in the market. Right. So so basically imagine it like this, right? Say, everything that there is to know about luxury watches, right? Wayne. Welcome, Wayne. Great to have you here. Blessings to you as well, my friend. Thank you for being here. All right. So let's say you've got a business of luxury watches. You know what you're doing, right? And you raise a pool of money to get started flipping these watches, right? Maybe you know a club promoter in Miami. Maybe you know a couple of club promoters in Las Vegas. Do you know where the money is in the United States? It's in those two cities, right? Las Vegas and Miami. That's where all the money is, right? If you want to find money, go to Las Vegas or go to Miami. That's where it is. Literally. There it is. That's where it is, right? I was a kid who grew up in the Midwest, and I never really became like financially. I didn't become anything until I had to leave, right? And I moved to Las Vegas, and it was in that city where I really got my start as a professional person and as somebody who began to bring in large sums of money, way more than I quickly started making way more than my parents and other other families in the Midwest because there's just no money here, right? I'm back here now because my parents are getting older, but dude, I never would have been able to do what I've done with my life had I not made that move, right? And so it's just one of those things. So Las Vegas, Miami. So some promoters in Vegas, some promoters in Miami. These guys are wearing luxury watches. They know the people with the money, and I'm talking about millions, hundreds of millions. They can afford luxury watches. So what do? They collect a pool of money. How do they get it? From our deposits, from our investments, right? So we invest into Lux watches. They got this pool of money. They use the money to buy luxury watches and to start to go on the market and trade them in order to make a profit. And then based on those profits, they pay us profits on our investment, 1% a day to 3% a day. So all we're doing is providing the money. They're actually doing all the work. And we can sit back and collect a percentage, right? And so Lux Watches is cool. I joke around that they're stealing watches. It's just a joke, right? But it's funny. I mean, at least it makes me laugh. So if it makes me laugh, it probably makes somebody else laugh. So that's what they're doing. And then also the good partners program where when you share the opportunity with others, they give you 10% on the first level, 2% on the second level, and 1% right on the third level. So, shout out to Lux Watches. So what did we hit today? We talked about FaxoBit. It's probably the kingpin right now, and it's a perfect time to get in because it's only at day 9. It's probably going to go for a couple of months. All right. Then we've got Signabot. It's paying 7.6% a day. I have no idea how long it's going to go, but it's here and it's paying. We've got Traditix. They're paying 1.5% a day for 30 calendar days, $50 minimum investment. We've got Shao Bank, right? They've got bonds all the way up to 0.95%, but they're under 1% a day and they're paying every single week. Trade like crazy. They're trading Forex behind the scenes. You can get in as low as $20 and they're promising to 3x your money when you throw in your money into the trading pool. And then you've got Lux Watches we just talked about, buying and selling luxury watches. So those are some updates that I wanted to hit for you guys. I wanted to go over those just to make sure that we touched on that for the day because I had planned to get into those and to touch on those. But I also don't want to make like 3 or 4 videos in one day, right? Because I'm finding that like that is overwhelming for people. Right. And so it's like a lot of work for me. And then it's overwhelming for the viewers. And it's just like too many of the videos slip up between the cracks. So I just wanted to hit it up here. The Call of Duty man is in the house. Welcome, Call of Duty man. Great to have you here. What's up, Vaughn? Sorry I'm late. No worries. That's the good thing about YouTube. You can just replay the first part later. Earlston Brown, I have a friend who is always buying luxury watches. There are a lot of collectors out there. Earlston, absolutely, especially in those cities that I talked about. Right. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Fresh Prince CEO, but he's out in Miami and he's flipping cars. He's flipping watches. I mean, the guy is he's an entrepreneur's entrepreneur. Right. And he's doing his thing. Right. And they do that. Right? Once you get to a certain level, you start collecting stuff like that. You really start to care about your watch. And these people are wearing 40, 50, 100, 200, $500,000 on their wrist. It's crazy. Right. I mean, some of these people, they say that I'm a criminal. They say that I'm this big criminal, big convicted felon and all that. The truth is, they're lucky I'm not a big criminal because if I was, man, you could go to Miami and get a, if you're willing to break the law, you could, you could get a couple of those little panty waists walking around down there with $500,000 on their wrist. How hard is it to just take it, right? And but the Bible says we're not supposed to do that, right? So you know what? You see what I'm saying? I mean, they're lucky I'm not this big criminal that they act like I am. I mean, that'd be tempting, wouldn't it? The guy's walking around, he's got diamonds all over his wrist. I mean, you don't have to work for the rest of your life. All you got to do is knock the guy out and take his watch. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm a little twisted. But that, to me, I mean, $500,000, dude, bro, you're tempting me. You're like tempting me to do something wrong, right? But anyway, that's the luxury watch game. That's what they're doing, and it is time now. I'm going to be getting into the comments for the week. If you guys have anything that you want to talk about, just throw it in the chat. We'll talk about it. I'm going to jump into the comments for the week. And this starts out with the YouTube challenge. 1741 said, another great day. Awesome. Congratulations. I love it. Keep preaching. Right. So this person apparently, and thank you for the comment, this person apparently likes it when I get a little bit excited. Right. Because on last week's broadcast, I did get a little bit excited. And so sometimes I get a little bit, the sauce starts flowing, guys. You know what I mean? The excitement just starts coming out. Now, here's somebody who might not like the excitement too much. This is from Jenny Evans, Australia. 7634 says, your voice is worse than a sick chainsaw, especially when you shout to emphasize. Okay, Jenny, is that a compliment or is that a diss? I'm not sure how to take that. What does a sick chainsaw sound like? I mean, is that a positive, Jenny, or is that a negative? Right? If it bothers you so much, just turn the sound down a little bit when I start to yell. All right. And then, and now, guys, we already know that this is the week of the second QP rug pull, right? So there's going to be a lot of, I'm not going to read every QP comment because you know how it goes when a platform rug pulls, everybody and their mom wants to jump in the comments. Says, I told you it was a scam. I told you, bruh, a scam. You know how much money I made with QP? I mean, people cleaned up. People cleaned house. People got a bag off of QP. Wayne says, please remind me of the name of the platform that gives 1%. Thanks. Tradixis, they do 1.5%, Wayne. And then there's also another one that I shared earlier. If you look up in the chat box, it's called Safe Assets. That one gives very, very low percentages, but they've already lasted, bro, for over a year. And they don't show any signs of stopping. Like they're very, very reputable. I mean, like crypto place where you can like put your crypto and let it grow. They've been doing it, man. And they went through 2023, which was a tough year for crypto. And they made it through. And I'm not saying they're going to, I don't know the future, but there it is. Okay, so let's look here. This person said, and this was a while ago. QP is back for me. I just made a few withdrawals and they were instant. Man, it's just a shame it didn't end up working out. Blue Sky's always in the chat, giving me some encouragement. So thank you for that, Blue Sky. Just showing some exploding bombs there. Then we've got FMVM9698 says this is a nice one. And they're talking about Tradixis, right? So definitely glad you like that. FMVM, thank you for the comment. Appreciate you. This person says, I appreciate the sauce. Well, you're not going to get it anywhere else. That's the thing. Nobody else is bringing you the same type of sauce that I'm bringing to you guys. Nobody is breaking these platforms down from a trader's perspective and then actually doing a secondary channel focused on binary options trading, right? And then plus my personal history, right, with my struggles in my past, the things that I've come through, the things that I've learned in business, my book. Nobody else is giving you all this sauce. Nobody else is giving you all this free game, right? And that's just the bottom line, right? Nobody does it like the Unlimited Freedom Network, right? So, what do they say? It's not tricking if you got it. Something like that. The real with Kimmy says, I hope you're great. What's up with El Green? I said it's a rug. I just told someone it was about to rug because of the money grab Dubai trip thingy. Yeah, well, it wasn't Dubai, real with Kimmy. It was Panama. Okay, listen to this. This guy calls himself I have been used. Yeah. This is a sad comment, but this is such an important comment. Um, Let me do this comment, and then I'll grab your guys' chats. Dude, this hurts, man. NOVATECH. After my investment of $25K, I got it up to $50,000. Then they shut down, and I haven't been able to receive anything. Bro. Right. Once again, guys, NOVATECH. This guy's name is I have been used. Right. Play the victim much there, buddy? I mean, I'm sorry. What the hell? Why would you name yourself that? Okay. Okay. I have been used. Here's the comment. NOVATECH. After my investment of $25K, I got it to $50K. Then they shut down and I haven't been able to receive anything. Okay. So I gave you some NOVATECH sauce last time, but I'll remind you of it. Well, dude, you're not the only one who lost out. But guys, this is what I was talking about earlier. Withdraw, 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 withdraw. Withdraw is the name of the game. Withdraw is the name of the game. I told you guys I lived in Las Vegas. I would go to the casino, and since I lived in Las Vegas, there are some, sometimes you go out. Right? When you live in Las Vegas, sometimes you go out, right? There's a lot of, what should we say, options there. There's a lot of opportunities there for a young man, right? And a young man in the prime of life. So I would go out, and some people, they'll just go to the casino. They'll win and win and win and win, but they won't leave the damn casino with the winnings. They have to stay there until they start to lose and lose and lose and lose. And then they end up walking out with less money than they walked in with. They could have left and won. And so that's why my heart goes out to you, brother, because you got it up to 50,000, but you never took anything out. Now, we can play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But just for future reference, get that seed money out as soon as you can, guys. Right? Because then at that point, it doesn't matter if it rugs because everything you had in there was pure profit anyway. Right? First off, $25,000 is a lot of money, brother. Now, is that money that you could afford to lose? Right? Because I mean, I've got money, right? But still, bro, $25,000, I would not want to friggin' lose $25,000. I don't care how much money I have. So don't invest what you can't afford to lose. And then second thing, withdraw early, withdraw often. Get your seed money back, right? As soon as possible. You're not always going to be able to. I'm not saying you'll always be able to. But get your seed money back, and then, then it's off to the races. But I mean, if I would have put, if let's say a NOVATECH came out today and I wanted to leverage 25,000, you better believe I'd be drawing that. I'd be drawing from that every single week, my friend, every week, right? I don't like to leave money in platforms. I don't like to leave money on the table. But a lot of people were misled during the NOVATECH boom, right, of 2020, 2021, and 2022. Right? 3 years. It was booming. And everybody was making so much money. They were just like, dude, this thing's never going to go away. Let's compound. We'll all become millionaires. But it didn't work that way. Wayne Gray, thanks, brother. You're welcome. Call of Duty man. Hey, Vaughn, my 12-year-old was watching you have one of your moments and asked Dad, is he okay? I had to laugh and say, yes, he's fine. That's right. That is right. Right. You got to, sometimes I have a moment. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just I have a moment, especially with some of these comments that I get. It's just kind of like, you gotta kind of, you know, they start it, right? They start it, but I always finish it. In case you haven't noticed, I always finish it. Jeremy Reed, how about Aladdin Bot? Here's why I don't talk about Aladdin Bot, and here's why I got out of Aladdin Bot, because they were only paying certain people. And so, like, literally, the guy who runs Aladdin Bot, he's sitting there deciding who to pay, right? Do you want to be part of a company like that? Seriously, bro. Like, what if he just decides to stop paying you, right? I mean, I don't want nothing to do with that. I want everybody to get treated the same, right? I don't like it when they start like playing favorites. Oh, I'm gonna pay this guy over here because he said this, but I don't like what this guy over here said, so I'm not gonna pay him, right? No, 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 no. I don't play that, man. Life is too short to play games like that. Blue Sky, I was just talking about you. You were always supportive. I appreciate you, and really grateful to have you here. PC Dave, IP Moment Services says, hi. Hello, PC Dave. Welcome to the chat. Blue Sky, yes, I'm dishing out the sauce, so grab your spoons, guys, because I'm giving you the sauce. Happy to be here, and I'm happy to have you here. All right. This person said, is there a platform out there that will stay for a bit? Well, I said, look, this is crypto. It's all risk, baby. But if you do want to get into a platform that I think has the potential to stay, I would take a hard look at that one I was talking about earlier, Safe Assets. I think Safe Assets is, they've kind of proven themselves. They've been here. They're running under the radar, and they've just been doing their thing. So, if you really, but that doesn't, don't just take my word for it. I mean, do your own due diligence and make up your own, your own decisions. All right. And then we got Mishfat Enterprises says, Vaughn, you had me laughing about El Green. Right. Luckily, mine finished in December, and I got a little change out and decided not to go back in. So sorry for those who didn't though. But don't go to county to eat, swole, and read your Bible. We'd miss you too much. Yeah, I was talking about going. I was talking about slapping the people at El Green because since I've been to jail before, it's not like that much of a deterrent for me anymore. It's like one of those things where, like, okay, you put a person through this and then you let them back out on the street. Now they're not scared of it anymore. Is that really the smartest thing to do? But I was saying I would give them a smackdown and then do my 4 months in the county jail, work out, and read the Bible. She said, "Don't do that, Vaughn. Don't do that. We would miss you too much. I appreciate you. It's just a joke anyway. Hope to God I never have to go through that again." Okay. PC Dave 73 says, do you do crypto trading? Yes, I do. PC Dave, I absolutely do. In fact, I've got an entire channel dedicated to it called Morpheus Crypto Trader. Okay, Morpheus Crypto Trader, and the link is in my description. So you can check it out underneath the video. Click the description, open it up. There's a link to my secondary channel. My preference in trading is binary options. And I give a lot of sauce on that channel, my friend. It's crazy the amount of sauce that I give. Right? No, seriously, bro. Nobody else is as crazy as me when it comes to giving out free game on YouTube. This person says, Holy Mary, Mother of God, El Green, I was just seriously considering jumping back into this Shark Tank with El Green. Thank goodness I didn't. What a great reminder that the water is bloody for a reason. And I said, yeah, never risk what you can't afford to lose, right? Because there is always a possibility to lose. Now, with El Green, I was able to get into it right away when it first started out. I've been talking about it here on YouTube for a freaking long time, like maybe almost a year now that I've been talking about El Green. And, anybody who got in back then definitely ROI'd, right? You would have had to. All right. So Triconium Crypto says you should sign up with a different username and info so that they can't track your videos. Yeah, that's true. And what he's talking about is the fact that I sign up for platforms and I just use my handle, which is Unlimited Freedom, so they all know who I am. So, like, if I say something on my channel that the platforms don't like, they could go in there and like mess with me because they can find me. He's saying, bro, just use a different name, like go in anonymously. Which, yeah, man, I'll definitely take that into consideration. Earlston, you were also in the comments. You said this reminds me of Hyperfund. I think I'll get in the game. Thank you for sharing. And that was Titan 369. Yeah. So here's the thing. Titan 369. I dogged it. I made fun of it. I laughed about it. I joked about it. I clowned about it. I had to. Because they're doing literally everything in the book that should be a red flag. They're doing it. They're talking about nodes, red flag. They're talking about Web3, red flag. They're talking about tokens, red flag. They're talking about starting their own crypto exchange, red flag, red flag, red flag all around. But the truth is, because of the nature of the space, Titan 369, it's going to be big. It's going to be big, guys, because everybody's going to get into it. And everybody's going to dump a ton of money into it. So it's going to pump, right? It's like if a stock was coming out and I said, hey, Facebook's getting ready to come out. They're selling it for $25 a share. It's going to go up to 200. So why don't you just get some shares? Well, I don't like Facebook. I don't really like it either. But why don't you just get some shares because it's going to pump? And that's what Titan 369 is going to do. It's going to pump because everybody's going to get in it. Right? So look, it doesn't have to be something that I love. I think it's overcomplicated, silly. Right? They're saying every confusing word in the book, right? Clearly. Right? And yeah, and then look, it's why not make some money? It's gonna blow up. We all know that, so why not get in and make some money? That's what I think, right? And that's why I'm involved with it. Blue Sky says, did you speak about the platform that might be coming back in about a week? Plus, I think it's one where you cannot mention them publicly. Well, if you're talking about the platform I think you're talking about, then yeah, I talk about them all the time, pretty much on my live broadcast, because at this point in the live, we are, we're 57 minutes in, okay, or more, right? Yeah, no, we're 57 minutes in. Okay, and who's really going to be like, if you go back and watch the lives, only my hardcore supporters are going to actually go back and watch this entire live. There's no way that Ed Zimbardi is going to watch this live, right? And then it's very, very unlikely that they're going to go rat me out. But he already hates me, Blue Sky. He already, I'm already a thorn in his side, right? The main communication I had with him is when he wrote me a long run-on sentence email drunk at 3:00 in the morning one night, misspelling almost every other word, run-on sentence, wasn't making sense, grammar was terrible. I mean, dude, he was either drunk or he's a nutcase or he had a stroke. So, I mean, look, is it going to come back? Hey, I hope it does, right? Because I'll make money if it does. I was getting paid by them, I was making large sums of money. And what we're talking about is AMSIS, guys. We're talking about crypto. What was it? Crypto program. And then it was AMSIS. You can't have it both ways, Ed. I mean, you can't have a multi-level marketing opportunity and then sit here and tell people that they can't talk about it. What the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Right? All you're doing is you're saying that you must be doing something like that's not going to work, right? And then when it doesn't work, you're going to blame the YouTube guy who talked about it. Oh, it's that unlimited freedom guy's fault. Oh yeah, I'm sure I destroyed the entire platform because I made a YouTube video. Yeah, that's it. It wasn't you that took off with the money. Oh, and here's another thing you need to know, Blue Sky. Yeah, they say they're coming back. We'll see what they do. Right? We'll see what they do. I mean, look what QP did. It came back, it sucked up some more money and then out. Echo One might be getting ready to do the same thing. We've seen it happen. When they come back, they suck in a little bit more money and then they're out. NOVATECH did it. We've seen it happen. They might come back to suck in a little bit more money. But the fact remains, and this is the fact that you have to understand, right? And this is the sauce that nobody else has given you, Blue Sky, is that The day before they stopped paying, right? When AMSIS just stopped and they said, well, we need some time to get it together, 90 days or whatever it was. The day before, some little old lady put $2 million into the platform. Do you think it's a coincidence that the next day the platform was down? I mean, what if you didn't really believe in anything, right? What if you just believed that, like my grandfather. My grandfather said that whoever dies with the most toys wins. That was his version of morality, right? He was an atheist. It's not that he didn't believe in God; he hated God. So imagine that you don't have any kind of moral compass at all, right? Now you've got the opportunity to take off with 2 million. What would you do? I mean, if I had no fear of God, if I had no conscience or whatever, like some people accuse me of, yeah, I'd rug too. It's $2 million. So literally the next day. So maybe they will come back, right? But if they do, how long is it going to last this time around? I can tell you, I for one am not putting any more money in there. But hey, if they want to come back and pay me some more money out, I ain't going to complain. I'll take it. All right, getting back into the comments, guys. This one is about H minor. This is from Health Tips 101. If you're saying H minor rugged, why do you still have the link in your description? Well, probably just because I forgot to take it out, bro. I mean, you guys, what's funny is like some of you guys, you're paying more attention to my channel than I am, right? So that shame on me for that, right? I probably just forgot to take it off. And yeah. So there's your answer, Health Tips 101. So if you actually want your answer, hopefully you watch this. All right, and so Ignatius just wants to get me on crypto fund. He says your cure to the rug pull also rugged. Well, that remains to be seen, Ignatius. He says yes, crypto fund is also not paying. Well, who said that? Right, I haven't heard that. And then another person said another person is just trying to plug their platform. Remove. Goodbye. If you do it again, I'm going to kick you off. So Tigorium Crypto says Ars, Arcane, and CC Bot have already rugged. Some for a week or more. I thought you were making fun of them, but you're promoting rug pulls that stopped paying. I'm not promoting anything, guys. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Right? Yeah, I go in for some risky plays. Right? I mean, I'm not promoting it. I'm not telling you to do it. If you want to do it, the links are in the description because I believe that you have the freedom of choice. You see, I believe that you can choose what you want to do with your own money. I'm not taking responsibility for what you do with your money. That's your responsibility. That's not my responsibility. It's like people sent this. You shouldn't be putting these links in your description, right? That's illegal. No, it's not. There's nothing illegal about it. If they want to get into a platform, they should be able to, right? It's their money. They ought to be able to do what they want with it, right? Right? Why do I have to care about what somebody else does with their own money? Right? Where is that written? Right? Am I God? Am I the judge? Right? No, I'm not the judge. I'm not the judge of you. And I got enough to worry about with myself than to worry about what you're doing, frankly. Right? Yep. So you got you can choose. That's called freedom of choice, right? Everybody ought to have it. It's called basic personal freedom, right? Or is that like a lost concept? Should we no longer be, the days of, what maybe we're all too stupid to handle money, right? So we can't be trusted to handle our own money. Is that what you're saying? Come on, bro. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Richard says, "Hi, I watch your videos. Very informative. I like it. Can you do a review of Dymax One? You guys need to email me or hit me up on Telegram if you want me to do a review of a platform. And usually, frankly, my services are not free. Okay, because I can't do. I if I did it for free, I'd be looking at people's platforms all day long. I wouldn't have a life, right? So if you really seriously want me to look at your platform, we can discuss terms." All right. People don't like it when I say that, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm never going to apologize for making money, guys. Okay. Arcane Fiat has stopped paying. I've got a pending withdrawal from Sunday, and support is quiet. All right. So, yep. Okay. Somebody said it looks like you have special treatment there. Yeah. Well, not anymore. I mean, it's over. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it was just a bunch of crap while it was pulling the rug, and that does now happen. Somebody else, this is Axolot Plays 1974 says the rugs are now a common phenomenon. Very sad. Yeah, well, it is. It's kind of always been like that. I mean, crypto's been deregulated from the start. It's DeFi, right? Decentralized finance, and it's always been kind of a cutthroat. I mean, it's the free market, right? I mean, the whole reason why crypto exists is because people were tired of the governments basically controlling them through their money. If the government doesn't like you, they can freeze your bank account. They can garnish your wages. They can take away your livelihood. They can seize your house. They can take your cars, right? And that's why cryptocurrency has come about, because people are tired of the government having so much control over their life. They want to have a way to trade for free, to trade on the free market. And because of that, you're going to have some bad apples out there, just like anything else, right? But that's life, right? So, I mean, we don't need babysitters, right? We're grown-ups. Okay, so there was some people talking about arcane fiat rugging, right? This is from FMVM again, 9698. I agree with you, Vaughn. We made the choice to invest, and we all know this is a high risk investment, so we bear some responsibility. It's not only that we can't profit on one platform, we can say it's a scam. I think we need to educate our mindset so we can accept the fact that we fail and be smart about it. Thank you, Vaughn, for opening up our thoughts. God bless you. Well, thank you. God bless you too. Yeah, it's just the thing is, guys, it's easier to cop out, right? It's easier to cop out. Uh, you know, as you know, I've done time in prison, and prison is filled with people who blame other people for their problems. It's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. Prison is filled with people who do not take responsibility, right? This is the one lesson they never learned. They don't take accountability. They don't take responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault. And you see their lives are destroyed, right? They're incarcerated. Their lives are destroyed because they never could learn how to take responsibility. But yeah. All right, let's jump back into the chat. Blue Sky says, "Do you speak about the platform?" Okay, we talked about that. She gives me the laughing emoji. Did he ever go on that world tour? Well, it is what it is. I mean, you know what's sad about this, Blue Sky, is that El Green just did the exact same thing. They just had a big event in Panama and now they're out, right? Probably because they brought in some millions. Blue Sky says, "Damn in my Chris Tucker voice." Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be a dirty game out here. Thanks, Vaughn. You're welcome. Call of Duty, man. Freedom to choose. Amen, brother. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We have the freedom to choose to do what we want to do with our own money. Why not? Why? I mean, once you're grown, I mean, as long as you're not hurting somebody, why can't you just do what you want to do? Right? So we grow up as children, right? And we got to respect our parents and everything. And that's all well and good. That's good. Right? The parents know what's best. They guide us in the right way, but then eventually we become adults. But now when we become adults, now the government wants to be our parent. The government wants to be dad, right? Look at all the single women out there who live off of welfare. Why? Because the government is daddy, right? They got kids, they kick out the guy, right? They kick out the guy. Why? Because daddy won't give them their welfare payment if they don't kick the guy out. So it leads to broken families. You got a bunch of kids growing up without a dad, right? The government, it ain't my daddy. I don't need a daddy, right? God is my daddy. That's all I need. I don't need the government to tell me what to do. I'm okay. I'll take the risk. Thanks anyway, right? How about this? You leave me alone, I leave you alone. How about that? Can we do that? Right? Flacco, big boys, LOL. That's right, Flacco. My man Lambo Drew's in the house. Let's go, Vaughn. We love you doing your thing, man. Keep the pressure on them. And also, he's giving a shout out to Blue Sky. So Lambo's giving a shout out to Blue Sky. I love the connection there, guys. I love the participation. And if you guys haven't checked out Lambo Drew, make sure you do so, right? Because he's got some sauce that's very, very inspirational, very, very motivational, right? And it's very uplifting, his channel. And he gets these interviews with people. I don't know how he does it. He had the guy from the Ultimo card on there last night. Like the guy behind the Ultimo card he had on there. I sure will, Lambo. Yep. Thank you. Yes, I definitely will. You're going to meet her soon enough, right? You're going to meet her soon. Soon we'll all be together. All right. So let's see what else is going on. Yep, just people asking for updates on QP, people asking for updates on L Green. They're gone, guys. They're gone. That's the update. I mean, I just don't sit there and wait for these guys to come back, right? I don't think that that's healthy because there's too many opportunities right now where we could be making money to like worry about somebody coming back in the future. All righty, let's see what else we got. Okay, so I mean, this person said that they got an error message on ZenX AI, which is an old one. Seriously, I've signed in and signed out so many times, and then suddenly error message, I'm out $25 due to not having access to my account. It will not load on any device after I signed up and added money. And I just told her, look, and this is Sherry Thomas. Look, Sherry, I mean, that's the name of the game. You lost $25, right? I mean, be happy that you didn't lose 25,000. Look at some of the comments here. I mean, this guy in NOVATECH lost $25,000. I told you about the lady that lost 2 million. You lost $25. That can happen, right? All I'll say to you is you did good by not over leveraging yourself. Lambo says, man, that interview was dope, man. He went in to talk about some things too. DS Crypto didn't hold back, even on 99% of the program's rugging that came to him for partnership. Yeah, I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, he doesn't need to have a partnership, right? He's doing the Ultimo card, right? And that's something that we all need. And we're going to start to need it more and more, guys, because the tighter that the government makes its grip on things, the more we're going to need things like the Ultimo card, guys. That's just the reality of what we live in. You know, the reality. I mean, what do you do when they can take away your bank account? What do you do when they can freeze your funds? What do you do when they can seize your house? What do you do when they can seize your car? I mean, we ought to have some offshore accounts. Hello? It's not paranoia if they're really after you. That's what you have to understand, guys. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist over here. I'm not trying to raise the alarm. I am a little bit raising the alarm, but it's getting crazy, guys. So why not have an offshore bank account? It's not a bad idea. Link in my description to the Ultimo card if you want to get on board with that. Yeah, exactly. So Lambo says, didn't you hear when he said Ed came through to him for a partnership, but the deal never went through? Yeah. I just had that same thing happen to me on one of these other platforms. Where people say, "Oh, we want to get you involved with binary options. We want to sell your trading course. We want," and I'm not talking about Core 4. I'm still great with Core 4, but one of the other platforms, and then they never did, right? And it's just like, okay, well, I'm good, right? Just do your thing. Yeah, I mean, he's probably happy that he didn't do that partnership now. Unfortunately, that's just the way things went. All right, let's get back into some more of these comments. Okay, here we go. Oh, brother. Okay. This is from Awin G. Forbin 2712. Says, the writing's already on the wall. Talking about Signabot. 7.16% daily is just not possible unless it's, of course, a Ponzi. Oh. Well, thank you for the engagement there, Awangu Forbin. Yeah, hey, what an original thought you just had there, Awangu. Right? How original of you. A Ponzi, you say? Wow. I never thought of that. I'm sure nobody else ever thought of that possibility. Thank you for sharing, buddy. Thank you for sharing. I'm sure that, hey, thank God for you, buddy. Thank God for you in my comments saying something's a Ponzi, because I never would have thought of that. But I never would have thought of that. I never would have came up with that. A Ponzi? Oh my God! Are you saying this could be a Ponzi? Where did you go to college? How did you get so smart, brother? What an original thought you had there. What an original guy. You're Mr. Original in the comment section. Unless, of course, it's a Ponzi. Oh, yeah. Unless, of course, it's a Ponzi, buddy. Maybe it's a Ponzi. Wow, I bet you nobody ever thought of that one. Wow, smart guy in the comment section. Maybe it's a Ponzi. Oh, yeah, maybe it's a Ponzi. Oh, smart guy. Yeah, real smart. Thank you for that. Thank you for that enlightening information. I'm sure we're all very enlightened right now. Nobody in their wildest dreams thought that maybe it's a Ponzi. But you said maybe it's a Ponzi. No. How could that possibly be there, Awandu? Thank you for the comment, Awandu. Thank you for the engagement, Awandu. You just helped me in the YouTube algorithm, Awandu, because you engaged with my channel. So thank you, buddy. Hang on one second, guys. I'm tearing up my house. One of these days, I'm telling you, one of these days, man, I'm just gonna. The Hurricane Vaughn is gonna come through and the whole house is gonna get torn apart. But that's okay, right? Because the government can repossess it anyway, right? Here you go. Here's your house. You want to seize my assets? Hurricane Vaughn just went through. Good luck picking up the rubble. Lambo Drew TMT says, you're killing the Core 4, man. Yeah, I love Core 4. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm going to be bringing it to the channel pretty soon, right? And when I do, hopefully we'll have a lot of people get interested in it. I think that it's going to be a way, especially for people who lost money in the space. I think Core 4 is going to be a good way for people to get some sauce, right? And learn how to make, get in and make some money for themselves. I mean, I didn't become a binary options trader overnight, but I know just through experience, I know what to do and what not to do, right? And so I can give people that sauce. Yeah. All right. What else we got here? Earlston Brown is laughing. Thank you, sir. Blue Sky, Fonzie, aye, Shirley Genti, Ponzi. He said it's a Ponzi. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. Us poor ignorant masses. We had no idea. Thank you so much. Blue Sky gives a shout out to Lambo. Lambo Joseph, you are talking that talk. Jeremy Reed with the laughing face. Call of Duty man. He is rolling. SG, take it easy. Haha, need you around. Keep giving us the sauce and speaking the truth. That's right. Don't worry, SG. Don't worry. Because I'm taking my Live Good supplements, right? And I work out a lot. So hopefully, God willing, that I don't burst a blood vessel. Nilton is in the house. Welcome, Nilton, with the laughter, and SG with the laughter. Guys, some people are just funny people, right? They don't try to be. It's not. I don't wake up getting out of bed thinking, "How can I be funny today?" Right? But sometimes people find my reactions a little bit funny. Sometimes that's good. That's good. All right, so let's see what else is going on. Yeah, H minor rugged. Hopefully you guys made a little bit of money out of it. I did make a little bit of money out of H minor. But, anytime something has an hourly plan, you guys got to understand it's really not going to last that long. I'm surprised H minor lasts as long as it did with an hourly plan. That might have been the longest lasting one I've ever seen that had an hourly plan. It was literally, they were giving out 1.something% an hour. How are you going to last with that? And then this person commented, this is the Diamond Holiday, commenting on my rug report that I did on Sportsbook Partners, L Green, H minor, and Echo One, and where I was talking about binaries. Now, let me tell you guys something that I think about binaries. All right? Binaries, when you have to have the one leg over here and the one leg over here when you're building your team, that's a way to screw over your people. Because they have one strong leg and one weak leg, but you only pay them on the weak leg, right? So, that builds a culture of you ripping off your own people. That's why I don't like binaries, right? And they never make sense. Oh, my God. Did you guys see the video I did on that Live Good comp plan? I almost did burst a blood vessel on that one because they intentionally make it so confusing. Why? So they can screw you out of money. So this person commented, perfect binaries. Let's see what he says. He's going to take me to school here, I guess. Thank God for you guys, man. What would I do without these comments, right? Just clearing things up for me. Maybe it's a Ponzi. What would I do without you? I don't know how I would survive. Perfect binaries mean they don't get extra sauce because experienced networkers know how to maximize a binary so the owners don't get that breakage that the unknowing gives them. L Green is full of it. Glad I missed the L Green bullet. Oh, hold on. I got something to say to you. It's the same thing as when they allow you to stack 100 accounts and then later call you a bad player when they're looking for a rug pull excuse. Well, I agree with that. Now, I didn't touch Echo One either, but read their announcement again. It's a classic good news, bad news game. We're going to allow Litecoin with low transaction fees. Yay, but it will take us integration time, so withdrawals will be delayed. Okay, we understand. BS. Y'all got happy, and I laughed because I knew it was the beginning of the end. You are wrong. They didn't blow or liquidate their trading accounts because they didn't even trade. They simply pulled the rug from underneath y'all. Call a spade a freaking spade, my friend. Okay, well, here's the thing. You seem very confident in that. All right. Were you there? Were you there the Diamond Holiday? Did you witness that they weren't doing any trading? Did you witness that with your own two eyes? Oh, that's right. You weren't, so you don't know. All right. But you come on here acting like, you laughed at people. You don't need to laugh at people, brother, because you see, people made money with Al Green. Oh, yeah. People made money with Echo One. Yeah, that's right. So maybe we are laughing at you for sitting on the sidelines, being a cynic, being a critic, but you ain't making that money. You ain't making that large sums of money. You just like to sit on the sideline and criticize because, see, you've got some kind of need, partner. You've got a need to be right. You've got a need to feel important. You've got a need to, frankly, be smarter than other people, which is why you write comments like that. And you know what's sad about it is that you're probably completely blind to it, but everybody else can read you like a book, bro, when you write a comment like that. You think you're smarter than everybody else, and that makes you look like an ass. And everybody can tell that you are an ass. Right? Who is going to want to be friends with somebody like you who thinks you're the smartest guy in the room all the time? That, my friend, would make me not want to hang out with you. Because you're just oozing with this insecure need to feel better than other people. Ugh. Check your chromosomes, my friend. Let's make sure you weren't born a woman. All right. Enough of you, man. Thanks for the comment. Thank you for the engagement. All right. Mr. Good Looking 320 said QP is gone for good now. Their page is gone for good. Go to their page and see for yourself. All right, dude. But I put out a video, bro. You didn't even watch it, Mr. Good Looking. But I'm going to give you a pass because I like your name. So everybody in here talking about the QP re-rug. Here's one. This is from Kevin Sauer. He says, I put money into Arse Daily. Oh, man. I love that name. I put money into Arse Daily, and it didn't even last long enough to pay out for the first week. When are you going to show us your withdrawals from all these SHIT shows, bro? How do you still talk about any of these as if they aren't going to rug? And Kevin's been in the comments for a while, right? I like Kevin. He's a loyal supporter. So I actually gave him an answer, right? I wasn't just a smarty pants. I said, Kevin, look, you have to know that all of these have time limits. We never know how long a play is going to last. And this goes for everybody. You got to know that all of these have time limits. You never know how long a play is going to last, right? That's why it's important to have a strategy with these platforms as well as any investment out there. You got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy. Sometimes you will lose. Just accept it. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you really win big. You really can. All right. Now, I can't change, Vaughn. I can't change the nature of crypto or the nature of investing in general. I can't change that. All I can do is give you the plays and tell you what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing. Right? DeFi ROI King says I sound like Macho Man Randy Savage. Well, maybe me and the Macho Man have a few things in common. I think if you're going to be a man, you may as well be a macho man, right? Right? I mean, you don't want to be like this other guy and whine and complain like a female. So nothing against females, don't please, God, don't cancel me. Okay? I'm just saying, all right? I'm just saying sometimes a man has to act like a man. All right. Here's another one from Crypto Knight. This is another guy who's going to come in and say how much better he is than everybody else, he or she. QP rugged twice. Why? Because of YouTubers getting paid to promote scams and people being stupid. I mean, real stupid. Okay, then. Let's blame the YouTubers. Hey, there's a good scapegoat for you. Let's blame the guy who's putting himself out there, right? Who's putting himself on YouTube, who's talking about what he's doing, right? Who got just got totally violated, right, in the newspaper, totally violated all over the internet, right? Blasted all over the internet, all over the newspapers, all over the news, but still has the guts to put his face and his name out there on YouTube and give you the sauce. Let's blame that guy. That's real good, man. That's real good. You have no idea what. You have no idea, bro. You have no idea what people on YouTube actually go through. All right. Let's hit the chats. All right. Okay. Lambo Drew, man, we love you for that, bro. I love you too, brother. Nilton, you made my day. Thank you. You got it. Love the Morpheus crypto channel. This is from SG. Glad you like it. You know, I like doing it, right? So I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Still lots of learning to be had. I'm going to give you sauce every single day, right? So just about every day I put up something on that channel. Blue Sky singing Macho Man in the chat. All right, guys. So we have gone through the we went over some of the updates on some of the plays out there, the plays that are currently paying right now. We got through the Q&A, right? The week's Q&A. We chopped it up in the chat, right? And now it is time for episode 5 of the deep dive into NOVATECH. So this is the basically NOVATECH FX is a platform that you can't talk about without breaking it up into episodes because there's a lot to it, right? This platform lasted a long time. It pulled a lot of people in. It was going on for literally years. And like we said on the last episode, it made a lot of people a lot of money. So when we started this out with episode 1, we talked about the pre-NOVATECH era with a company called what was it? A company called ASL Mining or something like I forget the name of it. ALS Mining, something like that. That is where Cynthia and Eddie Pettion first made a name for themselves in the crypto marketing sphere. That's where they first became known. And they received publicity before NOVATECH even became a thing. Episode 2, we got into the very beginnings of NOVATECH. Right? Episode 3, we talked about the launch. We talked about the pandemic. You know, that pandemic that we're not supposed to talk about on YouTube. We talked about that and how it related to the launch. And then in episode 4 last week, we talked about the in-between time and the fact that people really did, if they played their cards right, they really did make a lot of money. And that has to be understood, that there were winners, right? I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the truth. There were people that made a lot during that 3-year period before they had trouble, right? And today we are getting into episode 5, where I'm going to cover the very first cease and desist order. And this is the first order, and this is the only cease and desist order that NOVATECH ever actually publicly responded to, right? And so we're going to get into both. And, you know, just the very beginning. Now, this happened in August of 2022. Now, this is the very beginning of trouble for NOVATECH. Remember, all those previous years, they had just been building, they had been growing, and then we had the phenomenon of the COVID-19, the pandemic, and the brotherhood and sisterhood of the church. And those two things came together to blow up NOVATECH like nobody's business. I mean, blow it out of the water. It got huge, right? We also covered the fact that Cynthia had not started calling herself a reverend until NOVATECH started, right? But before, she was not the reverend CEO. She became the self-proclaimed reverend CEO when she started NOVATECH. And now we're getting to August of 2022. And in August of 2022, NOVATECH received their first cease and desist order, and it actually came from Russia. Okay, it actually came from Russia. Now, I don't know if there's a way to use Google Oh, here we go. I'm trying to use Google Translate. Here we go. All right. Now, this is from Russia, guys. So this is actually a notice from the Bank of Russia. I'm using Google Translate on it, and I'm going to give you the link right here in the chat. Okay, so everything that I talk about on here, I bring documentation, and I give you the evidence to actually back up what I'm saying, right? So you don't just have to take it from me. On every episode, you'll see that I put the evidentiary documents in the chat. So you actually have the links to the real documents to look at what happened. And this is the cease and desist order. This came out in August of 2022. This was the first order. This was the first sign of trouble in NOVATECH. Let me ask you a question. If you would have withdrawn your principal from NOVATECH in August of 2022, would you have been able to? Oh, yes, you would have. You could have gotten everything out, right? And you would have been good to go. Now, I didn't withdraw during the first cease and desist order. My posture and my stance was, it's coming from the Bank of Russia. Who cares what Russia thinks? That was my reaction to this, right? I'm just being completely transparent with you. That was my reaction when they got a cease and desist order from the Bank of Russia. I didn't care, right? I didn't see it as a threat. I saw it as kind of a who cares moment type thing. It's Russia. Of course, who cares? Russia's basically a communist country. All right. Here we go. This is from the Bank of Russia. Countering unfair practices. This is the list of entities with detected signs of illegal activities in the financial market. NOVATECHFX.com. Once again, countering unfair practices. This is a list of entities with detected signs of illegal activities in the financial market. And then right there, you have NOVATECHFX.com. Name, service mark, brand, and other means of identification, NOVATECHFX.com. Signs detected by the Bank of Russia. Signs of illegal professional securities market participant. Website, NOVATECHFX.com, my.novatechfx.io. Right? And this actually came out in August, okay, of 2022. This is from the Bank of Russia, and they give the address. They also have a link to the investor relations, public Russian holidays. Pretty much to the point, right? It's a warning, right? A fraud warning, an illegal operation warning, right? Given by the Bank of Russia. And this was the first sign of trouble in paradise. They received a securities fraud warning from Russia, right? NOVATECH FX has received a securities fraud warning from the Central Bank of Russia, right? As per the website that I just read to you, NOVATECH FX exhibits signs of an illegal professional participant in the securities market. Guys, this is the equivalent of a securities fraud warning in other jurisdictions. NOVATECH FX is a Forex-themed platform, right? It is run from the U.S., by U.S. nationals Eddie and Cynthia Pettion, right? Here we are again in another public article about the Pettions. The Pettions launched NOVATECH FX after AWS mining. There it is, not ALS, ASL. AWS mining, which collapsed in 2019. All right. Also, guys, SimilarWeb currently reported at the time the top sources of traffic to NOVATECH FX was 63% in the U.S., 7% in Canada, and 7% in South Africa. Now, it should be known that neither NOVATECH FX nor the Pettions were registered with the SEC or CFTC at the time, right? And like I said at the start right, of this episode, right? We're in episode 5 right now. This is the first fraud warning, the first securities fraud warning that Novatech got. It came from the Bank of Russia. And as we said at the beginning, this was the first and only warning that Novatech actually kind of sort of responded to, right? And they did. They made a response, right? And this was the only time they did that, because once the other fraud warnings started coming in, once the cease and desist orders come in, Novatech went pretty much radio silent, until they actually, and they never mentioned the orders either. They just said, hey, we're going to stop paying. We're going to stop paying, basically, is what they said, right? Because of this whole scenario. Now, I always said, right, and you can go back to you can go back to my my repertoire of content at any time, because it's all in my videos. I don't take my videos down here on this channel. And I always said that they should have gotten out front with this and talked about it, and then they wouldn't have had this run on the bank. But we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. We are going to talk about the Novatech run on the bank. We're going to talk about the collapse. We're going to talk about how we're going to cover everything, right? This is only episode 5. And this is a deep dive, an episodic deep dive into what happened, what really happened, the truth of Novatech, right? And you deserve to know the truth, right? You deserve to know what actually happened. You can make up your own mind as to what you think when it comes to like opinions and different things, but you deserve to know the facts. You deserve to know the truth. And this is only episode 5, right? Now, as it can be said, and as it should be known at this time, right, the time of this recording is 1/19/2024, that the Pettians have not responded, nor have their lawyers responded to any of the court proceedings that have been happening in Canada. And so what's going to happen? They're going to get, judgments in absentia, right? Absentia means you're not there, right? And so the judge will make a judgment in absentia. Right? It means you didn't show up to the hearing. And so you're going to get a judgment against you, an absentia judgment. That's what's going to happen. But they also have legal problems here in the United States. And those are going to be another story. Are they going to show up for that one? That's yet to be seen. Now, after the fraud warning from Russia, Novatech, one of their top investors, claimed that the FBI audited and approved Novatech. Do you guys remember this? Maybe you do, now that I reminded you and now that I refreshed your memory. And this was back in October, right? This was before some of the other fraud warnings hit. Back in October of 2022, Novatech FX investor claims FBI audited and approved Novatech. They claimed that the FBI actually audited them. All right. Now, I will try to provide you links. We don't know how many of these videos are still here and how many of these videos have been actually taken down by Novatech at this point. But be that as that may, there's the link to the video. You guys can find that in my chat, right? If you're watching this live, just stay on with me live and then go look at the documents later. But then for anybody who's actually watching this outside of the live broadcast, you can find those documents in the chat. Okay. And so I gave you a link right there to this actual video that this article is speaking about. That way you can see everything that I'm saying for yourself. See, I don't just provide sauce when it comes to this, but in this particular episode series that I'm doing on Novatech, I actually provide documentation and as well as video documentation of what I'm talking about from the articles here. Okay, no one person can put all this stuff together, guys. I mean, nobody else is putting it all together for you and giving you the documents and giving you everything that you need, right? That this is going to be the definitive, right? This is going to be the definitive Novatech deep dive on the internet, right? That nobody else is giving to you. Novatech FX investors are claiming that the FBI audited and approved the suspected Ponzi scheme. CEO Cynthia Petion has endorsed the claim, affirming she personally received a copy of the 700-page audit. What do you think, guys? Do you believe that? What do you think, right? Drop me a comment. Let me know if you believe that. She said she received a copy of the 700-page audit. The NOVATECH FX FBI audit claim was made actually on September 22nd on the Compounding for Wealth webinar, right? The webinar was hosted by a NOVATECH FX investor named Heather Golden Girl, and we'll just call her Golden Girl. I put a link to the webinar in the description or in the chat, right? So you guys can actually watch the webinar where the claim was made. For context on the NOVATECH FX FBI audit claim, we have to begin with another advocate for NOVATECH, right? And this person said at a Q&A, this person claimed that he and others joined NOVATECH FX after another program that they were in collapsed. And there's a quote from the promoter. He said, "We're all relatively new to the NOVATECH family. We're very excited to be here. We came from a platform where a number of our members were doing well, but they went through some challenges," right? And the platform that he was referring to is Hyperfund and Hyperverse, right? Some of you guys know who I'm talking about there. It was a crypto winter, and we were like, what are we going to do? How can we help our teams? And when we started doing our due diligence with the Satoshi show several months ago, they came up and said, listen, guys, I think this is it. And they were talking about NOVATECH. We just took it on faith. We jumped in and we didn't look back. And that's something that you know, sure, you can do that, but don't mortgage your house. Don't sell your cars, right? Don't take your rent money to the casino on faith. Don't do that, guys. Just don't. It's just a bad idea. So they said that, hey, we just took it on faith. We jumped in and we didn't look back, right? The Satoshi show, is run by people who look for these types of platforms in the market, guys. And they called themselves the TSS Golden Team of NOVATECH. All right. Now, back to what the video said that I shared in the link. Cynthia, and this is a direct quote from the video. Cynthia, that's the group that had an FBI investigator do a 700-page report. Remember, I sent that to you. Cynthia says, yes, I wasn't going to read that. I thought, and then she mumbled something. Report when you sent it to me, hey, we're not a scam. And the bottom line is that the whole story, after 700 pages, the FBI investigator said this is a good company to move forward with. Have you ever heard an FBI investigator saying that something's a good company to move forward with? The FBI thinks we're all criminals. The FBI isn't going to recommend a company. The only company the FBI is going to recommend is the FBI. Right? The FBI, they're not even cool with the Department of Homeland Security and ICE. They have interdepartmental drama. One branch of the government can't get along with the other branch. You think the FBI is going to recommend a company? Can I get some of that crack that you're smoking? Because it must be pretty freaking good. So they're saying that this FBI person actually said this is a good company to move forward with. Okay, so where's the report? Right? That's the question. Here's what Cynthia said. We're going to have to stop saying that about the report because now everybody's going to ask for that report. I don't have it. Don't come looking for the report. I burned it. After I read the bottom line, I was like, well, thank you for telling me what I already know. And then she went on and burned a supposed report from the FBI stating that NOVATECH was a great company. Shout out to you, Darren. Right? She burned it. Right? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I mean, it's just kind of like if an FBI really did a report on your company and it was 700 pages long and they recommended your company, guys, would you burn that report? I'd be putting that thing on my freaking wall. I'll hit a couple of the chats real quick. Kenny says Cynthia scammed us. Kevin said trading channel is the sauce, bro. I've been trading in pocket option. I'm really happy to hear that, brother. You know, I know that you've had some bumps in the road. We all have in this space. Just be careful, okay? Make sure that you're going along with the sauce that I'm giving you on the channel. Don't over leverage yourself, and you're going to do fine. Blue Sky says, drum roll, the adventures of pre and post Novatech. Exactly. And then I shared the warning, the fraud list, and I shared the YouTube video. Darren said, have the Pettyons or the attorneys made any court hearings yet? No, they haven't come to any of the hearings. Darren said, the FBI audit, the preacher lady burned. Yeah, that's exactly what we were just talking about. Vijay Maya says, hey, Yvonne, thoughts on Project 25 is supposed to come back next Friday. I actually did give my thoughts on that. So please rewatch this live broadcast, right? But the bottom line is don't count on it. Okay. Blue Sky, I'm very familiar with people using the Lord's name to make themselves seem trustworthy. Some people are honest and they don't mention that they're a minister. If you're honest, then you just are. Yeah. So here's what I've come to see when it comes to that, Blue Sky, is that people who have actual ministries don't need to say that they're a minister. It's evident, right? It's just evident in their life. You know, if somebody has a quote unquote healing ministry, then there's going to be evidence. People are going to have a healing, and you're not going to have to say, "Hey, I'm a healing minister." There's going to be evidence because people will say, "Hey, this person was with me, and we prayed, and I received a healing," right? Or if somebody has like a music ministry, they don't need to go out and say it. You can see it. Right. So I agree. Right. You don't need to go out. I don't think people really should even be doing that. Oh, I'm a prophet of the Lord. Really? DeFi ROI King says C12 lasted way longer. I'm not sure exactly which one you're referring to, though, bro. C12 lasted 3 months. It definitely did not last longer than NOVATECH, which is what we're talking about right now. All right. NOVATECH FX solicits investments in cryptocurrency on the promise of a weekly passive return. I will take issue with that statement. It wasn't really a promise. They never really promised it, right? Because they always said that past results don't, don't necessitate future results, right? So I'm not disagree with you there on that they made a promise. I don't think they made a promise. Some people surely took it that way. I'll give you that. Then they also had an MLM compensation plan, which, yes, it financially incentivized investor recruitment. It absolutely did, and it was one of the most lucrative and generous compensation plans that I've ever seen in the space. Um, yeah, that the FBI is hireable to do an audit is comical in and of itself. That the FBI would rubber stamp any company is BS, frankly. To date, Russia is the only country to have publicly taken action against Novatech FX, and that was of October 13th, 2022. All right. So, to date, at the point where that article came out, Russia was the only company to have publicly taken action against Novatech FX. Novatech is run from the U.S. by Cynthia and Eddie Pettion, who are believed to primarily reside in Russia at the time. Okay. Now, on that webinar, you had a lot of the team leaders from Novatech. I'm not going to go over everybody's name, right? They were directors, senior executives, junior executives, junior directors, right? And then at that point, still 68% of the people coming to the Novatech website were from the US. You had 8% from the Bahamas, 7% from South Africa, and at that time, 4% from Canada. No, there were victims from Hyperverse or people who lost out in Hyperverse. I hate the word victim. That I just take issue with that because at the end of the day, we all know what we're doing with our own money. So don't call me a victim. If I put my money into something and I lose my money, please don't call me a victim. I'm not a victim. All right. I'm a crypto trader. You win some, you lose some. But don't call me a victim. So people were funneled in from Hyperverse, sure. Right? Also AWS mining, sure. Also, there was a lot of recruitment in the church, and there was the whole, COVID-19 that happened and the pandemic, and that also added to the recruitment because people were out of a job. So, despite offering a weekly passive return to primarily US residents, purportedly generating Forex trading, neither NOVATECH FX nor Cynthia nor Eddie ever registered with the SEC or the CFTC, right? And what I'll say to that is that they didn't really need to, because everything that they were doing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And at that time, you didn't have to register with the SEC, right? Or the CFTC. Now, the SEC and the CFTC, they've been fighting crypto for years, right? They hate it, can't stand it. They think that it's all just a bunch of criminals. Well, they think everybody's a criminal. That's their job, to think everybody's a criminal, right? They're regulators. Their job, literally, is to think that everybody's a criminal. All right, so once again, a quick little recap, guys. We got into the Q&A. We took your questions. We took your answers. We went through the week's Q&A. We also did updates, guys. We did updates on Shellbank, Faxobit, Cigna, Traditics, Trade Like Crazy, and Lux Watches. Also, we did episode 5, right? This has been episode 5 of the NOVATECH Deep Dive. Thanks for tuning in. Now, back to, so we hit all of that stuff, guys. So let me get a couple of these questions. Sparrow says, what do you think? Sparrow AG, welcome to the chat. DeFi ROI King, welcome to the chat. Vija Maya, welcome to the chat. Darren, welcome to the chat. Kenny, welcome to the chat. SG, welcome. Milton, I'm glad to have all you guys here. Welcome. Hit the like button if you've not done so yet. Sparrow AG says, what do you think of the new Bitcoin ETFs coming out soon? Well, here's what I'm not going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. And then I'll get to your question after that, Kenny. So what I'm seeing here is that it's actually looking like it's causing Bitcoin to crash and dip a little bit, right? So we've seen a dip, and some people who watch the crypto market and who have been right in a lot of their predictions say that it might actually cause the reverse. It might actually cause a bear market in crypto, right? We'll see. Now, just keep in mind that the crypto bull run was not expected to start until next spring. And it actually started early here at the here in the month of January. We had a bull run, and then we had a dump. We had a pump and we had a dump, right? So it pumped and it dumped, and it actually dumped in connection with this ETF, right? With these ETFs, so you never know exactly what the market's going to do, and that's the thing about trading in the market. At the end of the day, we're not, trading in the market is a lot like forecasting the weather. You can have a pretty good idea of what it's going to do, but still you're only 80% sure. There's still that 20% chance that it will do the opposite, right? Which is why you got to have a strategy, right? And so one place where you get a lot of actual technical analysis strategy and free trading strategy is at my new channel, Morpheus Crypto Trader. I give a lot of game on that. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure that you stop through and check it out. I'm really proud of the work I'm doing over there. Like I said, I've got 99 subscribers. I'm very happy about that. I've got about 20 to 30 to 40 people watching the videos. I'm ecstatic about that. And the reason is, guys, because it's not easy to start a new YouTube channel. If any of you guys have ever tried to start one, you know what I'm talking about. It's rough. And so I feel very, very blessed that I have so many subscribers already with the Morpheus Crypto Trader, talking about binary options, talking about pocket option in particular, showing you sauce, showing you actual real receipts, right? I'm actually trading on there and showing you the real receipts. So I'm not just talking, I'm showing. Kenny, my DH Life is doing awesome, bro. They are still paying. I think people should sign up. That is it, man. As simple as that. I think it's a great platform. I don't talk about it as much because the analytics, bro. No, I mean, people just don't like it. I don't know why, right? I thought it was going to be huge. I thought it was going to be like the next NOVATECH. But that just goes to show you, you never know what the public is going to like and what they're not going to like. And the public is just giving a pass on my DH life. I don't know why, but I can tell you I'm still with it and I'm still getting paid. And I couldn't be happier with my DH life. I think everybody ought to join it. That's what I think. Because they're doing their thing. All right, guys, we're just at 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and cut it at this point. Thank you for tuning into the live broadcast at the Unlimited Freedom Network. I really appreciate all of you. We're going to see you guys real soon. Stay tuned for the next Unlimited Freedom Network videos that are going to be dropping soon. And take care, guys, and have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later.